In between, Blue Lagoon and then the big hit, right? Were you just did you go back to just being the working actor? And by the
Well, I tell you, I went from that year, then the very next year I did the Stephen King movie called Sleepwalkers, and I was the star of it. And that was my ultimate dream, is to star in a feature film, studio movie. And it happened. And at 22 years old, I had accomplished my goal. And I became goalless. And I think if there's anything to say to your listeners is, without a goal, we float through life. And, that's what happened to me after that, is I had no more goals. I did it. And so I kind of fell out. And there were a few really rough years without an idea in my head of what I wanted to do and be. So next thing you know, I'm doing construction. I'm wondering if I should go back to college. Like, is this for me? What should I do? What am I? And that was probably the next 2-3 years of a little bit of struggle, honestly.
But after,
and I had to face myself and ask myself what I wanted to do, and where am I going, and what am I qualified to do? And I kind of realized that this is what I always wanted to do, and I needed to recommit myself and make new goals. And that led to I did movies of the week, Smokey and the Bandit, that led to some soap opera work for a few months, that led to Charmed, and my life was changed forever.
right. So I'm just curious, because I'm learning.
It wasn't without making that decision of, this is what I want to do.
Got it, because I'm learning things about you I didn't know. So, which is really fun and interesting. I really appreciate it. Like, so during that time, right, you had done all this work and you started in Sleepwalkers, which, was a pretty big movie. And when you're doing construction and all that stuff, like did you need the money, or were you like kind of fine but just kind of journeying? Like what?
No, I needed the money. I was a brand new actor when I did Blue Lagoon and Sleepwalkers, so I was paid, probably the lowest amount on the set.
Right.
Not that they took advantage of me, but here's a 21-year-old guy with 20 grand in the bank in 1990.
Right.
I went through it pretty quick.
Got it.
And then same with the next movie. It just,
so even in Sleepwalkers, that was not like a big paycheck. It was just, you're making, any of the jobs we get.
For the time, it was good.
Right, while you're working.
I was like, I'm buying.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, like
I took care of all my friends who were in college, right?
Right.
So I kind of burned through it, and then I found myself in a place where, I needed to work.
Right. So it wasn't just like
I needed
this
money.
It wasn't just this like, I'm on this, journey. Now I wanted to, you were strapping to survive, and you are.
And this is probably the biggest thing about most people who think, us actors just fall into millions, is it's not true. And
correct.
You get paid well, and it's going to support you for a few months, and if you're savvy, maybe you can make it last. But this is also not true.
Right. But,
you got to keep paying the rent, doing the thing, getting some extra money, go to classes, whatever it is. And if you're a bit unsavvy, as I was, or like to have fun, it goes quick. So
right. And you
I found myself doing a lot of things that I didn't want to do, just to keep the dream alive.
Right, but doing things that you probably, at least didn't mind doing. I mean, you've worked opposite some of the most beautiful women in the world. So, like Mila and Pam Anderson, and then the entire Charmed crew. So, what when you got to Charmed, what happened? Like it was just you're back auditioning, you've recommitted, and then bam, this huge show comes on.
Amazing. So I signed a contract with Another World for 5 years, and after 6 months, they let me go. And again, I'm struck with this: life is over. What am I going to do? go get a construction job again. Like, this isn't cutting it. And I was really ready to go back to college, and I had a newborn baby and a child, and I was ready to, make the right decision as far as, a secure life. And this audition for Charm came up, and the funny story is I had met Aaron Spelling 5 times and been in the final room with him, and my decision was to walk in and say, "Hello, Mr. Spelling, it's nice to see you again," hoping this would prompt his memory of me. So I do this, and he says, "Oh, Brian, nice to meet you." So I instantly have rage. My life, construction, no money, my wife, and I give this reading that, for people that don't know, I went in and it all happened in one day. I went in the morning, they brought me back, they had me come back later in the day. It was like a whole day thing. And it was this really nice, sweet audition, really innocent and whatever. And then when he said that to me, I said, "Fuck this shit." Screw this industry, screw everything else. It affirmed my thoughts from years ago. I'm over it. And they were like, "Are you ready? You have any questions?" And I'm like, "No, I'm ready. Let's go." And they were like, "Oh." I'm like, "No, let's do it. You ready?" And all of a sudden, I just got aggressive, and I laid it down all mean. It's nothing I had done all day. And I said, "Okay, great. Anything else?" They're like, "No." I said, "Okay, great. Nice to see you. See you later." And I walked out. And I got a call a half hour later. "You got it." And I'm just like, what?
Why didn't I turn into an a-hole a long time ago? Why didn't I just become a prick earlier? Why was I being so nice? It's really
messed with my whole audition process.
Yeah.
I have no idea how to audition anymore.